Hey guys, Tom here from the Designated Drinkers. If you're looking to see a good music show, go out to Jackie's Sports Bar and Grill in Paynesville, 569 South State Road, April 28th, 8 to 12:30. Matt Chase and Redneck Cadillac will be out there. And so will we. Come on out and see us. Welcome to the Designated Drinkers Podcast 2.0. Sit back and enjoy the ride.
So you can shut the fuck up, you punk ass bitch!
Watch your profanity.
Pop it in your booty hole. Pop it in your booty hole.
Hey baby, you ever had a fat man in an overcoat lick your asshole? Yeah.
I'm the click commander.
Hey guys, welcome to the Designated Drinkers Podcast. My name is Carlo.
Tom.
And Darian.
We are the Designated Drinkers. Thank you for joining us today
2.0.
in Designated Drinkers Podcast 2.0.
Please don't do that.
Wow, it seems like you're deep throwing the mic.
Yeah.
I did.
I mean, a little bit. He's been doing
Gobble,
it since
gobble.
we got him. So
Yeah.
That's right, and that was only one episode ago.
Yeah.
So you're welcome. I'm going to keep doing that.
Oh, man. It feels so nice to just not have to worry about talking over each other the whole time.
Right, definitely. Oh,
Yeah.
so there's something I want to talk about, and something that's probably been on the media a lot more often today,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just something that's been on my mind, and Darian, you brought it up. Facebook did not have their data breached,
Yeah.
okay? So a lot of people are saying that they did. Facebook has had absolutely no fucking breach of data. From what I understand and from what I've
From
read.
what we know.
Yeah, from what we know, from what they've released, and from what they said. So when you go into a stupid fucking quiz like 10 things that I know I'm not a ghost, or some shit, some stupid BuzzFeed video.
Yeah.
What you are doing is you are granting BuzzFeed, or you're granting a company the right to look at that information. That is all. And then what Analytica, whatever the fuck that fucking place was, what they did was they did a quiz just like that, and they were granted the ability by you, the user, to that information. It's not the other way around. Facebook didn't get hacked. Facebook didn't get breached. A lot of people are throwing these words out there like they mean something. They don't.
Like how PlayStation got hacked.
No, PlayStation got fucking hacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different.
Dude, I remember that because it was literally right after I got my PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
Were you
You
mad?
called me about
Oh,
that.
dude, I was so pissed because I got it on Christmas, and then
It happened in January,
They hacked
I
and
think.
shut down the whole
PlayStation Network?
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck? I can finally play online, and I can't even do it because I got hacked.
You know that the reason why they got the PlayStation service, the PlayStation Plus service, paid was because of that breach.
No shit.
Because it wasn't sustainable. You can't run something for free and have
But
it
they did it for
top
so
of-
long for PlayStation 3, though.
Yeah, but nobody attempted to hack them until then. You know what
think
I mean?
it was because wasn't it because
of those-
Sony had something to do with that movie?
No, that wasn't because of that. I mean, they got hacked then too.
Yeah, but they
But that
got
wasn't
hacked
that.
for that. That's the time I was talking about because they got hacked for that when I got my PlayStation. That's when they got
Yeah.
hacked. They shut down the whole
You know,
thing,
I was one of the chums that went, I'm going to watch this movie anyways, and rented it.
and then it was free.
And then it was free for everyone, and I was fucking mad about it.
I watched it when it was free.
Yeah, dude.
I
You know-
can't remember if I fucking paid
The
for
interview,
it or not.
dude. The movie it's funnier the fucking more times
Yeah.
you watch it. Like
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
when I first watched it, I was like, this movie is dumb. And then I watched it 2 more times, and I was laughing my ass off.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Hate us because they ain't us.
Jesus Christ. I remember my 21st birthday when this motherfucker took me out to, I think, what was it, the Roxino?
Yeah,
Are you
Yeah.
honey dicking him right now, bro?
Yeah, I am.
dude.
And I got so fucking drunk. And I'm just, Nicole's got a video of me just saying they hate us because they hate us.
Hate us because they ain't
Dude.
us.
I won't forget that because
Sorry.
fucking my Nicole was like, yeah, you have fun with that because him and his girlfriend ended up staying at my house because me and him were so hammered, and my Nicole just left me with his Nicole the whole time.
Sorry for that.
The whole time. And she's like, yeah, that sucks, but I'm not dealing with them when they're drunk because I can barely deal with them when they're sober. So,
It was hilarious.
yeah.
It was a good night.
Oh, just a hint for everybody. We were young. Don't go to a casino for a 21st birthday because
no.
everything is way overpriced.
I blew
I mean,
$200. I blew like $200 on a casino card for slots in like all of 10 minutes.
Sorry for the bump, by the way. I hate the casino. Ashley loves it because she's lucky.
I like
right?
cards. I can
just-
win money in cards. I can't win money in slots.
I don't know, man. I took $200. My first time and last time I went to the casino is I took $200 with me, and then I lost $200.
So
And then hold up, and then Ashley was like, "Well, I feel bad for you. I'll give you $50, but whatever money you win, you can have." And I was like, "I'm not gonna fucking win, so it's fine. Sure." I started winning. I was next to her, and I won like $300, and I was like, "Well, I won my money back," and she's like, "No, that's my money, bitch." I was like, "What the fuck, dude? That's
That you should have
shitty."
came back with, "What's yours is mine, honey."
yeah.
That was before we got engaged.
So what? You're still. How long were you guys together?
Oh, dude, we've been together for so long. I don't.
Yeah,
fucking know.
exactly. Too damn long, just like me and Nicole.
So I'll put it to you this way. I was so drunk on his 21st birthday. The Roxino had this section. This was still when I smoked. They had this section that had slot machines, but it was outside so you could smoke. So I'm out there. I'm so hammered.
Feed your habit with another habit.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I'm out there. I'm hammered, and I'm playing a slot machine, and his Nicole's sitting next to me. And I get to the point where I have a cigarette in my mouth, and it fell out, and I went to lean over to pick it up, and my head, I guess my head was like on the slot machine, and I
Going
couldn't reach the cigarette. So Nicole had to pick up the cigarette for me because I was just leaning up against the slot machine, and then I started to fall asleep. That's
Holy
literally
fuck.
how hammered I was. Because what we were just mostly doing shots of Fireball and shit.
Fireball, Jack. Yeah, that's
Couple
right.
beers.
Yeah, some beers.
We were mostly doing liquor though, just because the beers were so expensive.
Oh my god, it was.
Dude,
I'd rather pay $7 for a liquor drink than $6 for a beer.
Yeah.
Just saying.
have you Oh fuck! I forgot. I forgot what I was gonna say. My bad, guys. You keep
Also,
going.
drinking tip: never pay for a tall when it comes to liquor, like a Jack and Coke or any of those, because you're not getting more liquor. You're just getting
yeah.
more soda. So always go with the shorts.
Always go with the shorts
Also-
and ask for a double.
That too. Well, they'll charge you for that double.
Yeah, but still, at least like
Also,
in a
ask for
short, in a short, you're not getting as much soda. You're getting more liquor.
Yeah.
for a
Also,
double.
if you don't ask for ice. Just be like, no ice.
I do that all the time. I never
Yeah.
get ice in my
Yeah, they
drinks.
fuck you on the ice, dude.
They water your
I
shit
remember
down.
when we went out to the bar for Ashley's birthday, and I paid $10 for some
you don't gotta
fucking
tell me, I
drink,
know.
man. $10 and the guy filled with ice.
Yeah.
It was
You
a
wanna
Moscow
talk-
Mule, and
you
it was
wanna-
fucking
You
filled
want
with
to talk
ice.
about bullshit on Ashley's birthday? I bought her a fucking shot of Jameson, and it was like $14.
Where the fuck did you guys go?
You were with
You
us.
were there,
No,
asshole.
I
Oh,
wasn't.
no, they weren't. They
I
didn't
wasn't.
come.
Ellie was really sick,
Oh, that's right.
and
Sorry,
Connor was
I
being a
forgot.
bitch.
No, we went to Punch Bowl Social.
Oh, that place is expensive in general.
Dude, I couldn't I bought a beer and a shot of Jameson, and it was like $22.
Oh, yeah.
And when the bartender looked at me and he's like, "That'll be $22." I'm like, "Say what?"
Como say, huh?
I'm like, okay, here's $22. And normally I tip when I get drinks from a bartender. Like I'll give him like $2 or whatever,
Yeah.
even if it's just for one drink. And I'm like, well, I mean, I can't help that your company charges fucking $22 for a shot and a beer, but you ain't getting no tip now. I can tell you that fucking much.
Hell yeah.
Like Jesus Christ.
Don't get me wrong. That place is. It looks pretty cool, and everything. Because I've been there a few times, just having all those games and shit. But you got to sign a waiver and everything just to do all them
You
shit.
know, it is, but there's a lot of hipsters and stuff that go
Oh, yeah,
there.
fuck
and,
hipsters.
I mean, it's because it's on the east side of Cleveland.
Yeah.
Are you guys getting that feedback?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit. I think it's just from the headsets, though.
Yeah, whatever you just did.
Yeah, whatever you just did, it went away.
Yeah, just wait.
Now it's back.
Sorry, Joe. Here, my pauses.
It stopped.
There you go.
No,
it was
yeah,
too.
yeah.
It was too close to the.
Yeah,
apparently, for this is for Joe. You can cut this out, Joe.
Hold on. Why don't you try turning it that way? Like
It might be
turning
the
it because of the
cables.
cable. Because the cable is kind of. So there you go.
yeah.
I mean,
So you
this,
can have a
this
straight
cable right
connection.
here is broken, too.
Oh,
So yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
so-
saying. Kind of turn the.
Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties in the Designated Drinkers 2.0 podcast.
We're still trying to figure everything out, guys.
Right. I might just change the name on Facebook at Designated Drinkers 2.0. I might do it. I don't fucking care what you say, bitch.
Just like you were gonna change the picture and I had
God
to
damn
change
it! Fuck you. First of all, I wasn't done with that picture.
Well, I changed it
I know you fucking changed it
because I take care of business, motherfucker. Darian's dying over here. I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Take the cock out of your mouth.
I can't help it. It just
Dude,
tastes so
there's
good.
There's this cool trend in Japan that people are You know how you can get like a aluminum foil? What they're doing is they are making it into balls and then polishing it to perfection. Look at that.
Oh my god!
Jesus Christ!
Right? Isn't that crazy? It's like a trend right now.
How do you have that much time?
Yeah, what's the point of the ball? Is it just for shits and giggles?
Just for shits and giggles, bro.
What are they polishing it with? That's what I want to know.
I have no idea.
Because I kind of want to make like 2 of them, and then use it as a Halloween costume next year.
And then get Darian to make a cock and balls in his welding class.
No, not even that. Just like get that and just hang them out of my pants.
Right. Oh, that would be really funny.
I know, that's what I'm saying. What do they polish it with? Because I'd totally do it. I'd like wear my construction gear, like my hard hat and stuff. And then I'd just catcall people when I came over for the Halloween party.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. And then if Nicole was to ever say something, oh, dude, I just remembered. But if Nicole was to ever say something, you could be like, "Hey, I'm just doing my character, dude." So for our audience listeners, Tom last episode made some funny remarks about blowjobs. And
she didn't care about that.
Oh, what would you care about then?
She was just like, she learned way too much about all of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what she told me. I mean, it probably was about the blowjob, but whatever.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tom
it was way before I met her. So
there was a moment when Tom went, about this blowjob thing, and then he goes, I was like, yeah, hey, thanks for listening, Nicole. And Tom's like, yeah, she's not gonna fucking listen to this. It doesn't matter. That was the moment. She listened to that episode.
It's the first episode that she's listened to since we started recording in the past year.
Really? I thought she listened to.
She listened to a couple.
Then she stopped.
At the very beginning, and then she stopped.
Right.
Same with my Nicole.
So I'm like, yeah, she doesn't listen to it. I'm like,
fuck
yeah.
it.
Who cares?
Oh, hey, by the way, guys, here's an ad. That was a great fucking ad.
Hey, and another ad.
It was alright.
No, fuck you. There's no other ad. Joe, please don't add another fucking ad. For our audience members, I'm saying don't add another ad. Don't
I
be
think
that
that you
asshole.
should just put all 3 of them, and then.
No, don't be a douchebag. No, I would fucking hate
yeah,
that.
please don't.
Because
please
then
don't.
it would just skip a bunch of shit.
But I think that we do have to start remembering to put the ad here, just so this way, like, it's not in the middle of a
conversation. Yeah, it shouldn't be. But anyways, but no, there's another one because that one reminded me, what people sometimes do, because it's actually aluminum, right? It's actual aluminum. It's people are buying those aluminum foil things and then making swords out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like a whole process of like,
no
bundle
shit.
it up. And they essentially
keep folding it
yeah,
over.
they fold it and fold it and fold it, and then they start melting it and shit like that until it becomes an actual aluminum stick, and then they make that into a sword. It's pretty funny.
But my question is what are you doing with your life that's what you're doing in your spare time?
Making content, man. What are we doing right
Blacksmith.
We're doing something progressive. What are you gonna do with a fucking aluminum sword?
now? No, but the thing
Besides
about it
look
is,
like an asshole.
the thing about it is you record it. You record yourself doing it, and then get billions of views. When somebody goes, "Wait, how the fuck did you make an aluminum sword out of this?"
Well, I mean, I'm sure that I could record myself jerking off and get billions of views, but it doesn't mean anything.
Who would want to see
Probably
that?
not.
Look, here's the thing. With how tiny my penis is, you never know. A lot of people would be like, how does this dude masturbate?
Have you guys ever seen that fucking Buck Larson? That stupid movie about the
Where
guy
he's-
with a small penis.
And he goes into porn.
Yeah, okay, so this guy wants to. It's kind of like Superstar, where this guy wants to be a movie star,
Mm-hmm.
but he's a weirdo, and so he gets into porn, and he's got a tiny, tiny dick, and whenever he sees a woman, he like comes essentially,
Oh my god.
and the whole point of the movie is that he becomes a superstar because he makes other men feel better about themselves.
I remember a part where he was like doing a DVD signing or a VCR tape signing.
Right.
And it was like a couple, and she just goes up and is like, "You've made our sex life so much more better."
Oh my god.
Because he has a small one just like you. And when I saw that, I just couldn't stop laughing. And his is just that much bigger than yours.
What?
And I'm just like, Jesus fucking
What is it
Christ.
called?
Dude, I'll have to look it up. Bam.
It's like the fucking blonde haired guy from the Benchwarmers who doesn't like to go outside.
Oh yeah, Nick Swartzen.
Yeah, Nick Swartzen. I think it's Nick Swartzen. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
But it's like that's one thing I remember from that fucking movie.
It is Nick Swartzen.
I don't know, man. I can't get over like how easy it is to get.
It's called Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know what?
Yeah, and he gets into it because he found his parents' sex tape.
I think that I've seen it.
Yeah, it's such a weird movie.
It is.
I love Nick Swartzen though.
He's fucking hilarious.
Have you ever seen him do stand up?
No.
Like, dude, his comedy in movies is raunchy, but his stand up is even more raunchy. Like, have you ever heard of the show Reno 911?
Yeah.
Okay, he plays a.
Who the fuck hasn't heard of Reno 911?
Right.
Unless you were born in the 2000s.
Well, he plays a character on there where
Jackass.
he's the guy on rollerblades. I was just fucking asking you, dick. Fuck you. No, but he plays this guy who's on rollerblades. He's like a rollerblading prostitute. He's like a rollerblading prostitute.
Yeah, give me another one.
And he just plays like the super flaming prostitute. Just give me a fucking beer. Jesus Christ. Never mind. Now I'm not telling my story. Fuck you.
I want to hear your story.
Fuck off. No, go watch Reno 911.
All right, I will.
There you go. Problem solved. Go watch Reno
Well,
911,
I just wanna
everybody,
talk
because
about-
Carlo's a fucking dickhead. Fuck you.
I want to talk about how we've been playing in fucking Shipment 1944. Call of Duty.
Call of Duty? Oh, yeah.
No one gives a shit about Call of Duty.
Yeah, I went 27-1. So
Yeah. Darian likes to stroke himself while he plays Call of Duty, so that's why he's bringing it up, because he just does retarded stuff on Call of Duty, and, like, it's Shipment 1944
it's a throwback.
on Call of Duty is from, like, Modern Warfare. They made it about World War II.
The gist of it is
It's a super small map.
It's a really, really small map.
And it's almost impossible not to die 174 times.
So for him to only die once and get 27 kills is fucking almost near impossible. And some people might even say he's cheating. I'm not one of them. I'm not one of the non-believers.
I'm just saying, all you gotta do is get 2 light machine guns, and that's all you gotta do.
Well, you know how he actually wins is while he's playing, he just jerks off to himself. He's like, "Oh God, I got 15 kills and 0 deaths!" And then he busts his nut, and he's like, "Up 27-1."
Darian, I really want to know how you are so good at Call of Duty while also jacking yourself off. Like, how do you the one hand to dick
Dude,
ratio?
But
like, I
think
don't get
about it. Just imagine how many more kills he'd have if he wasn't stroking himself the whole time.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, literally every time that we play with Darian, he's like, "Oh God, that was such a bad game," and then he went like 25-10. Like,
Or-
That's
be
killed
like-
to death. By the
Yeah.
way.
Since we've been playing a lot of Shipment, it would be like, since everybody kills it like over like 50 times, it'd be like, I think I took a picture when it was like 62 and like 26.
yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, it was such a bad match. It was horrible. We need to find a different group." I'm
It
like,
was
"Get the
horrible."
fuck out of here,
or,
dude."
or like he'll do really good and we'll do really bad, and we'll be like, we need to leave this group, and he'll be like, no, I had fun in this group, and we're like, I got killed 37 times, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
It's funny because then Tom gets all pissed off in the middle of a match. He's like, "Fuck this! I'm going to stab people."
Yeah, and then I just switch over to a knife. I did that the other day, and Angelo left our group.
So
By
it's
the way,
just-
this is the video game.
Yeah.
yeah,
portion
it's
of the
Call,
podcast.
this is Call of Duty. Yeah.
So Angelo is like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna hop off. I have to help my daughter with something." And we're like, "Okay." Well, I told Darian, I'm like, "I'm only gonna play like 2 more matches."
no, it was one more.
Yeah.
And then one turn to,
And then
I'm
we
going to stay
played-
on for another one.
And then we played
then
like 3 more. So basically what happened was when Angelo left the group, we were still in the same group of people, but because he was the host of the group, we were
It disbanded it.
yeah. So
we didn't realize either.
yeah. So we got put on different teams, and I was running around stabbing people, and he had a bazooka, and
I was doing explosive kills because you had
And-
to get 200 of them.
I was running around and going stab.
You can do that with the bazooka?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I thought it was with grenades.
No, dude.
Anything
Grenades,
explosive.
bazooka,
No fucking
mortars,
way.
Slide bombs.
glide bombs,
Fuck.
airstrikes. Yeah, dude.
So, anyways, I run up and I stab him. I'm like, "Dude, I think we're on separate teams." Because when I stab people in Call of Duty, I run around and I go stab, 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 stab.
That's right.
Because he gets aggravated. Because I tried telling him how to do it. and he's like, I can't get this damn rocket launcher to work.
So at one point in the next match, I just got a knife because Darian was getting irritated with me because I kept stabbing him. So I just kept running around and stabbing him, and he's like, God damn it! He's like, this is bullshit. He's like, I fucking hate you.
It turned to a competition of me with a bazooka versus
How
him with
many
a knife.
times you could stab Darian?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, it was great.
No offense, but that would be really fun.
Oh, we should do that where I'm
We
like, I
should.
just join a game. You guys like, you three get in a game.
Well, I think that
with
we
all
could.
knives.
I think that we could
and
do
then
local
I
play.
join.
Yeah,
Well, no,
but
no, I
local
just meant
play's no
like,
fun.
no, like I'm on the enemy team with like 5 other people. You guys have you, Angelo, and Carlo,
We could do that. I'm okay
and
with
then
that.
just and I just get super pissed because I'm getting fucking stabbed by 3 people.
So your usual weekend,
Yeah, about that.
getting
Yeah.
stabbed by 3 dudes.
Once a
just
Sunday, of course.
Normally it's
It happens
dicks
all
and
on
not
Sunday.
knives.
So right now I'm scrolling through Reddit mainly because I find topics that I think are funny or some shit like that, and I bring them up on here, like the tin ball or whatever. And one of them was Humor from the Pirate Bay. Found this comment on the Pirate Bay, and it literally just says, "Love this movie. I bought it only for I bought it for only $16."
What the fuck?
What the fuck is Pirate Bay?
It's a website to essentially download movies
Oh.
and shit for illegally, which
Oh,
we
that's
do
the-
not endorse downloading anything illegally.
Yeah.
But we've all done it.
No, we haven't.
I mean,
Maybe before, maybe about 5 years ago, maybe I've done it. But
just remember,
I've
guys.
done it like 7 years ago.
right, anything past the, dude.
Just remember, guys. Downloading illegally is not a victimless crime, like they always say in the commercial.
All right, it just reminded me. Do you guys ever use LimeWire?
Jesus.
A long time ago, yeah.
You mean AIDS for your computer?
Right, I was about to say it
Fucking-
was essentially like fucking a disgusting hooker without a condom.
Oh, $2 whore. No, not even $2. 2-cent whore.
fucking LimeWire when you would download a song, like let's say you were downloading a song by like Toby Keith or something, and then you'd get it downloaded and you'd play it, and it was fucking Soldier Boy.
That's
Did you ever have that happen? That happened with like towards the end of using LimeWire when it kind of went away. That's literally what happened every time that I would download a song. It would just be the Soldier Boy song.
I remember going up to Ed one.
Can we
Fucking
play
dog.
that at your wedding?
No.
Soldier Boy up in there, ho!
So, watch me, you.
You can't just not say it.
I remember one day going up to Ed, and he was talking about movies or songs or something like that. And I was like, I wanted to be helpful, like everybody does, like any kid. And I was like, well, if you really want some songs, I can get them for you. He's like, what?
Oh my God.
He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, if you want music, I can download it off the internet for you. He's like, isn't that illegal? I'm like, no, I use this thing called LimeWire. You're fine. It's totally not a big deal.
And then you have to get a new fucking computer tower every 6 months.
He's like, dude, you freaked the fuck out on me.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, that's illegal. You can't do that. And he made me uninstall it and shit like that. And I was so mad at him. I was like, it's not illegal. Why is it on the internet? And I was a stupid kid. And he was like,
Because you didn't know.
yeah. And he called his friend who did IT or some shit like that. And his friend's like, oh, it's definitely legal. It's also super bad for your computer. And he's like, yeah, listen to this. It's super bad for you.
oh, now looking back, it wasn't all the porn that I was watching. It was LimeWire. That's why we had to get so many computers when I was younger.
Yeah. Not
And
all
that's
the
when you
porn.
started be like, hey guys, you should get LimeWire and let me get some free music off of you.
Yeah, oh my God, it was funny. After a while, I uninstalled LimeWire from my computer, so I started going over to Darian's house, and
That's hilarious.
I'm like, hey, can you guys download this song and put it on my MP3 player?
No, what's funny was like I didn't know about it, so I'd go up to my mom and be like, hey mom, my birthday's coming up. Can you put some money on the computer so I can get some music from my MP3? She'd be like, what? I'd be like, why don't you just do what your brother does? And I was like, what's that? Just download it. I was
Such a good influence. Just do that illegal thing. It's fine.
so I asked my brother. I was like, hey, how do you get music? He was like, oh, just type the music you want and look for the best one.
So let me
thanks, Connor.
drop,
You
let me
gave
drop some
AIDS.
knowledge on about your brother in high school. I don't know if I've said this before. I might have, and I'm sorry, audience. My life is My life stopped at high school, I guess, because that's most of my stories.
I mean, that's really everybody if you think about it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
My life's
practically.
amazing. Holla.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Because I'm
You're
on
about
these
to be
crispy
game over in a
fucking-
couple months.
On these crispy fucking mics, bitch.
I was gonna say it's pretty perfect now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's nice.
So, anyways, so I remember we were practicing, like when people are afraid of the soccer ball, right? Everyone's afraid of the ball in any sport.
Are
Like
you
getting hit.
saying what would you call it if somebody like had the soccer ball a lot when you were playing soccer?
Oh, they would call him a ball hog.
And Peyton
would you
Lafferty,
would you say that you held on to the ball a lot during soccer?
No, I didn't.
he
I
wasn't the
very
goalie.
good. I wasn't Peyton Lafferty.
No. You're not a ball
And-
hog?
Here's a recording. You can cut the recording part out, Joe. You know what you're supposed to add there, you little bitch.
I mean, you made an account for it, so we'll just put it
Jesse
at
Joe.
that. Yeah, Jesse Joe 69, baby. Woo!
But anyways,
pull-out
so we
king.
were practicing. Essentially, our coach was kicking the ball really high up in the air, and you had to headbutt it, like you had to like hit it with your head.
Oh god.
Like you kick it, think about it this way: it's 12 in, it's like 10 o'clock or 12 in the afternoon or whenever we're practicing in the summer. He kicks the ball up in the air. You look up, and it's the sun hitting you in the fucking eyes, and you're like squinting like an idiot, like what the fuck? I can't see the ball. So everyone was trying it, getting hit in the face with the ball, and then it's Connor's turn.
Oh god.
Anyways, so he goes up, the ball gets kicked up in the air. He looks up, he moves forward like he's trying to like measure himself to about to headbutt it, and he jumps up in the air, and the ball hits him straight in the nuts, like fucking just.
Oh my god!
Smacks him.
You know what? I remember that day because I was over his house when he came home from practice.
So you got to tell me after, but so it smacks him straight in the balls, and then he looks down at the ball, looks at everyone, runs with the ball, gets to where he's supposed to, and then looks at everyone again, and then goes, oh yeah, oh, and then he falls down on the ground, and we're all like, what the fuck did he just, that should have hurt. I'm pretty sure that should have hurt way before that.
Dude, I just know that that day he got back from practice because your mom went to go pick him up.
Yeah.
And when he got back from practice, like, I think that he told your mom to bring like frozen peas or something because
Seriously?
he if I remember correctly, and don't get me wrong, I could be mistaken. I mean, this was a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
But like he came back and he had like just a pack of something frozen on his crotch. And he was like, I got hit in the nuts with a soccer ball today. I'm like, okay.
You know,
Like, that's cool. I'm gonna finish my coffee and then I'm gonna go.
speaking of my brother, my mom decided to take a picture of him. Like, he went for a run one time, and he was like drenched in mud.
No, you need to. I'm just saying, be closer to the mic.
Oh, okay. And he was like drenched in mud head to toe. I've always kind of wanted to know, how the fuck do you get drenched in mud? He said there was a huge ass puddle that he fell into, or
I
he
can see
ran
it.
into. I was like, there's ain't no huge ass puddle that is probably what 5'11"
You know,
that is that deep.
Darren, you might want to tilt your mic down a little bit so this
Okay.
way you don't have to like arch up. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I mean.
and then turn. Yep, there you go.
All right.
Because now, like, you see how I'm sitting now
Yeah.
instead of like this, because that's why I
True.
adjusted mine because it was killing me.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know, man. I've been hit in the nuts probably more times than I could count. Mostly
a
by
lot harder objects.
mostly by Darian's girlfriend. But I won't forget one time I freaked out and I had to go to the doctor because I was playing football with not football, but we were playing catch with a football at one of my friend's houses. And he took the football and he threw it, and I wasn't paying attention, and he nailed me right in the fucking nuts. And my nuts hurt for like, I don't know, probably a good day. And at one point, I literally peed blood.
Jesus Christ! You know, the moment you pee blood, you're supposed to go to the doctor.
Well, I did. And he was like, you just have bruising and shit and whatever. I'm like, okay. I mean, it only happened once. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like a consistent, like every time that I was taking a piss, I was pissing blood. Like it was a first initial piss, like after I fucking got hit. But dude, that was so bad. Like I fell over. I'm just sitting there holding my nuts. I laid there for like a half an hour. Dude, it hurt so bad because it was like with the tip of the football.
Yeah.
Just straight up. It was so bad.
Just like in the remake of The Longest Yard with the referee.
Oh,
should I
that's
go
right.
for the left or should I go back to the right?
Carly, are you going to talk at all? Or are you just going to look at your phone?
I've been
all the time?
my fucking issue is the fact that I've been looking for this fucking one Reddit post that I was gonna bring up at the beginning, and I fucking forgot what it was about because you guys were talking. Because,
sorry. When you say go on a rant, keep going. And
yeah,
you know what
and
we
I
do?
couldn't
We go.
fucking find it.
Oh,
Now, I've
yeah.
been looking all over it.
Put that nose in those nuts. Ugh.
Ah, fuck you, bitch.
You know, there's probably one injury or I hurt myself pretty bad, and then
Yeah.
I went to play baseball. So down the street, we had this kid who was big into kind of, I guess you could say BMX. He had a BMX bike and one of those like,
So homo.
yeah, and a BMX ramp. Well, you know, back in the, growing up in the 2000s, everybody wanted to do the whole skateboard, rollerblade, bike thing, because that's pretty much what Disney movies were all about.
Well, that was a big thing, too, because that was like initially when the X Games got big and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. So I take his bike, and I'm like, you know what, fuck wearing a helmet, because, I'm a kid, and I think I look
So
like
dumb.
a fucking retard wearing a
Yes.
helmet, because my mom made us wear helmets, like, everywhere we went.
Even
like
on
a-
the bus.
Yeah, even on the bus, too. So I was like, fuck this helmet. I took his BMX bike, and I went off the ramp, and then my dumbass decided to hit the brakes as soon as I hit the ground. So I flew right over the
Oh,
handlebars.
Jesus.
You know,
And skidded like the whole like right half of my body. So I'm looking like a retarded ass Two-Face right now in that moment in time. And then the next day I had like baseball. And
So did your mom never take you to the doctors?
no, she was like, this is your own punishment, so I ain't gonna ground your ass. So we went to my baseball game the next day. And I was hoping my coach would be like, yo, you're kind of fucked up, so you're not playing. He was like, no, fuck you, you're playing.
Dude, I bet you your mom went up to him and he's like, "This little shit's a fucking dumbass. Can you make him play today?"
it was like
No, my dad picked me up.
it was like Ozzy Man reviews. Nah, fuck you. Nah, fuck you. Nah, fuck you.
Not fuck you. Not fuck you.
And so I'm fucking playing. I hit a fucking I hit a ball, and I fucking had to, I think it was slide into second, but I instead of sliding, I kind of like dove, so my whole like fucking still fresh, fucking cement burned body hits fucking dirt, and my little kid ass self.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
fucking bawling my eyes out. But that's like the one rememberable thing of my childhood. Of
I actually I have two bike stories, and that's just
Before you
Yeah,
move
go
on
ahead.
from baseball, I just remembered. So my parents, I was a fat kid when I was little. I'm still a fat
you
kid.
were a fat kid.
Hey, do you want to start on me? don't laugh on the mic.
Oh my bad, dude.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. But anyways, don't laugh at the fucking mic. We'll have to learn.
you
it.
were a fat kid. When I played baseball when I was a kid, they used to call me Tank.
So, anyways, you probably thought it was cool, right? You're like, yeah, they call me Tank,
No,
and then you realize they're all making fun
it
of
was
you.
a self-conscious fat kid. Why would I think that was cool? Oh, thanks. No, my coach used to call me Tank.
Right.
Jesus.
It wasn't the kids. He used to call me Tank.
But anyways, so
But that was because I could hit the ball real
my
good.
my parents, yeah, that's what it was. It wasn't because
I was fat.
fat fuck.
He was a ball hog.
I'm still a ball hog.
So anyways, god damn it, I keep saying anyways.
So, anyways, drink
I
whenever.
played baseball. Well, I didn't really play baseball.
You
I
participated.
just showed up to practice and participated.
By baseball, I mean soccer.
So
and
you were the
they-
start of the participation
Dude,
trophy.
yeah, no, well, I might as well have been. It came to the point where the only time I would ever get on base was when I got hit with the ball. Yeah, no, dude, I'm fucking serious. Like,
He's like,
I
just
wasn't the
lean
best-
into it and take one for the team.
No, I
That is-
understand, dude. I wasn't the
that
best
is
hitter
ex-
either.
I was too afraid to swing as a kid. Like I never I didn't swing. I don't know why. I was afraid of everything though. So anyways, so like
So
sitting,
anyways.
I'm standing there, like I was so bad at baseball that they put me. That was the one kid that was in like the field. the outfield because
outfield?
Oh, I played the hell out of outfield.
outfield, but I was like all the way on the first base. I was outfield first base because nobody ever hits outfield first base
The right field. That's where I was too.
at all ever.
Wow.
Like ever. So that's
I
where
must have
they
been
put
really
me, and I
bad.
stood there like an idiot, and like I just looked at the plants, and I fucking grabbed them or whatever. But when the season ended, I got a trophy for getting hit with balls the most time.
Oh my god,
That was-
Peru is savage as fuck.
No, it wasn't Peru. It was up here.
You
It
were
was
up here?
here?
Yes, it was here.
Oh my god.
Like, yeah, you can
They
even ask
made
fucking
you
Ed.
your own trophy.
Well, everybody got a
You should be
trophy.
proud.
Like, you got a trophy for pitching. You got a trophy for being in first base. I got a fucking trophy for fucking getting hit with the ball the most times.
So you were literally a ball hog.
Oh god. So on the bike stories, I have two of them. At one point when we were younger, Darian,
Yeah.
do you remember that black bike with the flames on it that I gave to you guys?
Yeah.
Where like the only brakes that it had was when you slammed on the pedals pushing
Yeah.
back.
I had to tear apart that bike.
Yeah, so I remember the one time because I got a mountain bike, so I gave them that bike, and then their street is like a giant hill, and I missed having the back brakes because all I had was the hand brakes on my new bike, and I liked skidding the tire. So
Oh, who doesn't?
so I'm over their house, and I think I was just with your brother. So I'm going down this hill, like we go all the way down to the end of the street, and we just go as fast as we could, and once we started going down the hill, we just slam on the brakes and see how far of a mark we can make going down the street. So at one point, I'm just pedaling like a motherfucker, and I get up to the hill and I start going down, and I'm still pedaling and pedaling, and I slam on the brakes and I start to lose control, and I hit a pothole, and I fucking just went down and slid all the way down on my stomach.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it was not very comfortable. And then the other time, it was right after I got my mountain bike. I wasn't used to having shocks on the front of my bike. So when I'd hit the front brake, your front end like jerks down. Like it'll
Yeah.
if you're going fast enough, it'll throw
I
you
totally
off the
get it,
fucking
man.
bike.
Fucking front shock brakes, totally.
So my dad's like, "Well, when you're riding, just press the back brake so this way it doesn't throw you off the bike." I'm like, "Okay." Well, the one day I was coming up to West 54th, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I better slow down." And I get like all the way up to West 54th. I'm like, "I'm gonna make my bike skid," and I hit the front brake instead of the back
fucking
brake.
Oh
idiot.
God.
I flipped over the handlebars into the middle of West 54th. I'm
Like street or
into the street.
Oh, shit.
I'm laying on my back, and like, dude, that was the quickest my fat ass ever got up. Because I'm like, oh shit, there's cars coming. Like my bike's just laying on the side street, and like I'm just laying out in the middle of the road. I'm like, fuck.
Did I ever tell you guys how Ashley got hit when she was riding her bike back home? She got hit by a car, and she got up, and the car sped off, and people were chasing the car, and she got up and then started crying, and then got on her bike and ran away because she thought it was her fault.
I could see that. I could see Ashley doing that.
Yeah, I can also. Yeah, dude. She's like, I guess, she was halfway trying to run away, and a guy stopped her, and he's like, "Are you fucking okay? We need to call." Like, why are you running away? She was like, "No, I don't want to get in trouble."
Oh, it was funny.
Dummy.
Back when we were kids, we were big into like taking our toys over to our friends' houses. Like
Uh-huh.
we'd take our toys over to Tom's house. Like we'd have like lightsabers, toy guns, and shit like that. And one time, I think Connor was going over to somebody's house. I forgot who it was. And this motherfucker's riding down the street with arms full of like lightsabers, toy guns, and shit like that.
Is this when he ran into the side of the car?
Yeah, this
Oh
car
my
pulls
God.
into their driveway, and he wasn't paying attention, and he literally smacked his face like
He rode his bike into the side
Into-
of the car.
into the side of the car.
Dumbass.
And those people I think they were trying to sue us for like literally a face print of damage to their car because
And the bike print in their door, probably. That
Yeah,
would be my
probably.
assumption. But, dude, oh, God, I just...
and then my mom was like, "Oh, he didn't do nothing wrong. He just You pulled in there too fast. You didn't consider anybody on the sidewalk.
I won't forget. I used to like to rollerblade, so I was actually pretty decent at it. And then like the one time I was up at Thorough Park, it's an elementary school over here, and I'm rollerblading, and you probably remember, the stairs in the back.
Yeah.
So they have these. I don't know. There's probably like 7 stairs, and they're all concrete. And I'm like, I'm gonna jump these. So I'm up on the landing, and I start skating towards it, and I go to jump it, and when I pushed off too late, so like the first 2 wheels were already over the first step, so when I pushed off, like I basically just went face first, and I hit my stomach on one of the stairs. And if you ever knocked like all the wind out of you, and you're like,
fuck yeah,
you're like laying there gasping for air, like I'm just like laying there like. And all my friends are just laughing. I'm like, dude, I'm dying. Like, please just. I remember I wanted a pair of Heelys so bad. Do you remember those?
I still want them now.
You ever hurt some other kid and then go, please don't tell on me, and like
Yeah.
I'll do anything at
So
all,
many
please.
times.
I remember learning how to do a rear naked choke as a kid, because when down in Peru, you can do like, if you're like fake fighting, you are always taught a leg trip for some reason. Everyone teaches you a leg trip and a choke, but you don't do the choke.
You just do the leg trip.
You do the leg trip, like you're tripping each other, like ha, it's funny. But anyways, so I go up to a kid, and they were like, he was fucking pissing me off. I remember his name, Frank. Peru, Frank. His name was Frank.
That's a weird name. To
I know,
have in
right?
Peru.
Yeah.
I just think of.
Do you think
Shameless
that he got
Frank.
made fun of because his name was Frank? In
No.
Peru? Yeah. Your name's Frank, you fucking homo.
It was Frank. But anyways, so I remember like he was pissing me off, and like he like punched me, and I was like crying, and like got behind him, and I fucking rear naked choked him. I was like hugging up on his neck and like choking him, and then I realized I was fucking killing him, and I let him go, and he was like bawling, like his face was red as fuck, dude, like red. And I realized as a kid, I was like, oh shit, I fucked up.
You're like,
I
don't
would've
tell
just
on me.
ran-
Don't tell
I
on
was
me.
like, please don't tell on me. Like, I'm so sad. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, please don't tell on me. He never did. He never fucking did. He's a good guy.
He didn't do it because he knew that he fucked up first, and he's like, oh, I punched him. So,
But and then another one was, I remember down in Peru, my friends and I became obsessed with BB guns, and you can go anywhere and buy any BB guns, and it was like not like it was spring loaded.
Yeah.
Pebble? No, what
Pellets.
Pellets,
Yeah, spring loaded pellets, like circle pellets that you could shoot at each other.
Yeah.
So what we would do is we would get BB guns, and then we'd do like fast shots, like like dual
dual,
shots.
like-
So you go back to back, and then you walk out, and then you turn around and shoot each
Like
other.
Western shit.
Yeah, like that. And we were fucking like, we were always doing it, and like we'd like hit each other in the legs and shit like that, and it would hurt. And then one day I took mine to school.
Oh, you dumb shit.
That's right. You dumb
Did you
shit
make,
is.
did you
dumb
make the
shit is right.
papers as a school shooting?
No, dude. Well, my dad owned the school, so I didn't get.
It's different down there. They're like privatized schools.
Yeah, the privatized schools.
Oh, okay.
So
Never mind
I
then.
took mine to school, and I aimed it at my best friend down in Peru. His name is Jordan. Like,
Do you still talk to him or no?
sometimes I send him messages because he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
getting married. But anyways,
Good for him.
Not Jordan.
No,
one
I
we know,
I
but
know what you're talking
Not that guy. I don't fucking talk to that guy at all.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
Obviously, he doesn't live in Peru,
Yeah.
so I fucking understood that. I'm not a retard.
So anyways, so like I swear I made sure of it. I took out all the pellets, and then I took a couple of shots at the ground. And I was like, because if I'm doing this joke, I'm doing it right. And like I fucking aimed it at him. I was like, fuck you. And like I pressed it, and a pellet came out and hit him in the fucking face. And he went, oh, my eye. And like he started crying. And my dad, like the teacher went out, like checked his eye. And like we were kids, so he was allowed to be a douchebag. And he like pretended he was really hurt for most of the day, so he didn't have to do any schoolwork. Yeah, dude. And nobody was gonna say shit to him because the fucking kid's owner of the school shot you in the face with a pellet, right? So my dad came in and he's like, "What the fuck? Why'd you bring that to school?" So he took it and in front of the class threw it on the ground and stomped on it and like started like smashing it. He's like, "You're in trouble," and blah 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 blah, and it's like started stomping it. I was like, "Oh no, I'm so sad." But yeah, so that was my pellets, like my pellet like
I got something.
story, I guess.
I won't forget the first time that I met Darian. I came over to Connor's house, and
Did you also call him a Mexican?
no, that was only you. But
No, I'm like whiter than sour cream.
so
yo.
so the first time that I met him, and he probably doesn't remember this because
No, I don't.
he was
I was a
God,
fucking little kid.
yeah.
All right?
So
I was Connor's shitty little brother. That's what it was.
so I was
Look where that got him.
so I was sitting in a chair in their living room, and he came over, and he was like standing in front of the TV, and he was being a little twat waffle,
Uh-huh.
like he still does. But
Hey, fuck that. I don't stand in front of TVs.
so like, what happened was he was standing in front of the TV. I'm like, "Hey, come on, man, move! Like we're watching this." And he's like, "I'm not gonna move until you get out of the chair because I want to sit there." I'm like, "I'm not moving, dude. Like, just move out of the way of the TV." So like he kind of gets
Fucking jackass.
so he
Yeah.
so he kind of gets closer to me, and like he kind of starts to lean over, and like I extended my foot out, like I was gonna push him away from me with my foot, and I hit him in the nuts, and like he started crying, and he like ran upstairs, and his mom comes in, and she's like, "What happened to him?" I'm like, "I went to go push him away, and then he started crying. I don't know." And like he,
This is priceless. I don't remember
so he's like, "Tom kicked me in the nuts." So his mom comes downstairs and she's like super fucking pissed. I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "He was standing in front of the TV and he started to move towards me, so I put my foot out to push him away. What did I do?" And she's like, "You kicked him in his nuts." I'm like, "I didn't mean to. Like, he shouldn't have been being an asshole." So she goes up and talks to him, and then she comes back downstairs and she's like, "You have to go apologize to him." I'm like, I'm not going to apologize to him. I asked him to move like 4 times. And that's
This
how
is
me
the
and
first-
Darian became friends.
This is like that was the first time of me hearing that, and I would have punched my.
Dude,
if that was me, and like somebody was over at my house doing that to me, I would probably punch that kid in the face.
The only reason why I remember that is because your mom yelled at me. Like, it was probably like the 5th time that I was over
Dude,
their house.
I fucking remember getting yelled at by Evan's dad.
Oh, dude.
That guy was a fucking asshole.
That guy.
We're not going to get into that.
Hold on, I got something.
But hold on. Let me just tell you why he yelled at me. So there was a day when
Was
there
it because you were brown?
Yeah,
maybe
I'm pretty
but
sure
there was a cookout and we were all over there. It was maybe my junior year, my sophomore year, or some shit like that. We were all over there hanging out, and Kaylee said something to me. I was like, "Oh, come on, don't be a bitch." And her mom, and she's like, "Fuck you, Carlo," or some shit like that. And her mom walked in when I said, "Don't be a bitch." And she's like, "What the fuck did you say to my daughter?" And I was like, "Oh shit, what? I was just joking. Sorry, like, not a big deal. Like,
This is
we're
how
cool. This is how we talk to each other."
Yeah.
And she fucking freaked the fuck out on me. And all of a sudden, she went outside and then called her dad. And her dad comes in. He's like, "If I ever hear you talk to my daughter like that again, I'm going to beat your ass, dude." And I was fucking 15, 16 years old. And this is fucking grown-ass 30...
That's how her dad was.
Yeah, 30-some-year-old coming up and telling me that. And he's like, "All right, so have fun at my party, but don't talk to my family like that again, dude. You understand me?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, that's fine." And he was fucking twice my size, and I didn't know any jiu-jitsu then. But nowadays, bro, you can come at me.
So, you guys remember Stedman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I think it was right before we met you, Carlo, but I broke Stedman's leg.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, you were the one who broke his leg?
Yeah.
How'd you break his leg?
back in the day? Probably I don't know.
Don't clear your throat with the mics.
So wait, hold on. Let me get this straight. He said that he I forgot what he said. He
know.
said that he did something else.
Yeah, I know.
And then his dad didn't take him to the hospital for
Yep.
like 2 days because
No.
his dad told him that the hospital was closed on Sundays, so he couldn't take him to the hospital.
More
No.
like we don't have any money to take you to the hospital. Wait
But
till my
how-
next
His
payday.
dad, I'm not gonna lie, his dad was an asshole.
Yeah,
His dad
how
was an asshole.
shitty of a person does that take to tell your son, no, the hospital's closed on Sundays. You're gonna have to wait till tomorrow.
So what would happen?
I didn't know
back
that you
then-
broke his leg.
Yeah, back then I don't even know what it was. We were all big into watching wrestling, so we would go outside.
Like any fucking teenager.
No, like WWE shit. So it would be like, it was wintertime. I know that. We'd shovel like a little circle out in the fucking backyard and fucking, wrestle and shit like that. Not the gay way.
I mean, it might be.
But so we did a few rounds and I picked him up and fucking slammed his ass to the ground with me. Like, I forgot what I did to him, but I slammed his ass to the ground and I like landed on his leg and obviously it broke. And we were like, oh shit, what are we going to do? What are we
Well,
going to do?
obviously it
And then I was
broke.
like, you can say you fell down my stairs. We'll get your ass inside. We'll hang out upstairs. And then we'll get your ass downstairs and make it seem like you fell. So we did this shit.
I can't believe that I haven't known this for all these years.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It was funny is my mom didn't either till last year.
Oh my god.
That's the best kind of stories to tell your parents years later where they can't do anything and you're an adult that don't live at home no more.
Dude, it just reminded me. I remember for one of my birthdays or maybe some communion, something. That was when I was really good friends with Jordan.
Oh, that fucking asshole.
Yeah. I was really good friends with him, and I had my childhood, like my middle school friends come over. That was, we were in high school then. So they came over for something. I don't remember. It was a party. And we're all hanging out and like having a good time. And we started going upstairs and talking or whatever. And then Jordan's like, hey, can we burn some incense here? And I was like, no, that's weird. Why would we want to do that? He's like, cause it like sets the mood and we could talk and whatever. And I was like, no, why would we want to burn some incense? So he's like, do you mind if I go ask your parents? I'm like, no, don't go ask my parents. So he went downstairs to the fucking party and goes, hey, do you guys mind if we burn incense? My stepdad's like, no, don't burn any incense. Wait, what are you guys trying to do? So he went
Usually-
upstairs, checked my whole bedroom, of course, because they're fucking
'cause-
freaks.
No, because usually when you burn incense, you're smoking weed.
Right.
And you're trying to mask the
Right.
scent of weed.
To the point where
I thought that he was trying to get an
So-
orgy going with a bunch of
maybe
dudes.
maybe a bunch of
So
dude orgy.
your stepdad probably was like, somebody got weed up here. I'm gonna
Right.
check
So he
this
went to
shit.
check, and then like my fucking middle school friends had to go home because of him, because of the fact that like his dad was stay downstairs, and then he called him. He's like, "Don't be doing anything bad. I swear to God, I'll kick your ass." To him, yeah, dude, and it was bad. Like I just remembered that. Like I was like, "What fucking dumbass."
You know what's funny is I actually have a story about Stedman. Do you remember when we first got into high school and he tried out for the wrestling team?
I don't even know about that.
Okay, well, I was at your house and we were in
Yeah.
the kitchen and he looks at me, he's like, yeah, I just tried out for the wrestling team. I think I'm going to make it. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, can I show you this move? I'm like, okay. And you remember how big I was in high school?
Yeah,
Like,
you
You're
you
still
were
really big.
you were no.
I mean,
you
like-
were
not like-
starting to
not-
lose weight.
no, this was before I was starting to lose
Oh,
weight.
okay.
So,
Not like weight wise, and you were tall motherfucker
yeah.
still.
So I'm like, okay, fine. He's like, I could take down anybody of any size. I'm like, okay, Stedman, that's fine. Go
I
ahead and show
remember
me
him
what you're
saying
going to
that.
do. So we're in the kitchen, and he like grabs my leg, and he like wraps his arms around my leg, and he's like, okay, are you ready? I'm like, yeah. And he's like trying to pick my leg up, and I just looked
So
down.
he was trying to do a single leg takedown without any momentum and any
Yeah.
actual practice.
So I look down at him, and I just punched him in the back of the head, and he's like, oh, what the fuck, man? I was trying to show you this move. I'm like, that's exactly what I would do to you if you did that move. I'm like, I would just punch. Like I didn't hit him hard. It was just like a little, like.
Yeah.
Wrestlers have a really good single and double leg takedowns. Like you wouldn't,
As long as they know how to do it.
As long
of
as they
course.
know how to do it, you would not fucking be able to punch them in the because it would be you would
It'd be
see
like-
them get low, and then all of a sudden you'd be up in the air going, "What the fuck?" And
Yeah,
then
no,
landing on the ground.
But I mean, you got to figure.
he was not a good wrestler, though.
Well, not even that, but look
I
at
don't
how
even think
big
he
he
made the team.
was.
Yeah,
he was trying to pick up a 270-pound guy who was 6'2".
And he barely weighed like 100 pounds, soaking wet.
Like, no, I'd punch you in the back of the head, and then I'd be like, how'd that work for you?
So that reminded me. Do you remember there was one day where we all went outside and we started wrestling like a bunch of idiots?
Well, real quick, I have a story about about Evan's dad after the podcast because I don't want to say it on
Well,
here.
then why did you say it right now?
Because I felt like it to
We
fuck with the
hold on.
listeners.
But we gots to know.
Yeah, just say it now.
We gots to know.
What's he
All right.
gonna do? Fucking listen to the podcast and then complain to you about it?
Right? I just called Stedman out.
So,
It's okay, audience listeners. We're dealing with Darian trying to learn how to not laugh in front of the mic.
all right, fine. So I'll tell
Fucking with you.
I'll tell a gist of the story.
Okay.
So,
A gist of it. Just tell us the whole story.
So you're going to tell us a jizz?
all right.
Might
You want
have
me
to
to tell
do
the
a
fucking
gist.
story or no?
Yeah, go ahead, fucking
Okay.
tell the story. God damn.
We gots to
Oh,
know.
before you do that, here's an ad. Hey, that was a pretty good ad, right?
Is I.
They don't pay us.
All right. So, Joe, you should definitely make that the Fat Lulz ad because, I mean, Matt lets us use his song.
Yeah, Matt has paid us with his music.
So,
By the way, Matt, if you're listening to this, every single time I think of your song, it gets stuck in my head for hours. Like fucking hours. And I cannot stop singing it. And then when Tom hangs out, I'm like, 6 friends in the... And he's like, fucking stop that. Stop that. It's stuck in my head now.
So, anyways, with Evan's dad, at one point, obviously, you know that me and his sister dated.
Help me
I
out.
fucking hate you. Just stop. Just let me finish the goddamn story.
Good.
Okay, so we dated when we were in high school, and then we broke up, and we dated again, like right after high school. So when we dated again, it was right after they got divorced,
Yeah.
and she
She was married.
The parents.
the parents.
Oh.
So
Oh, I'm an idiot.
yeah,
We
just a little
obviously
bit.
know that. And so does the audience.
So there was a point where her dad came over to the house because he wasn't staying there anymore, and
He left them high and dry.
yeah, pretty much. So like I said, I don't want to get into too much stuff with it, but he came over and I was over there, and like he's going off on her about the house, and Evan was still living there, and he was supposed to be taking care of the yard, and he wasn't.
I'm pretty sure it was just those two at the house.
Yeah, it was. So he's like yelling at her about taking care of the yard and whatever and blah blah blah, and she's like, "Dad, you don't even help us. Like, why are you even here?" So he got all pissed and he starts screaming at her, and she went inside, and I just looked at him and I'm like, what?
I'm saying to the mic.
Oh, I'm like, you're a fucking asshole. Like, just straight up. I just looked at him and I'm like, you're a fucking asshole. And he turns around and he looks at me. He's like, what the fuck did you just say to me? And I'm like, I said you're a fucking asshole. So me and him are probably like a good 3 inches away from each other, like face to face.
Uh-huh.
And we're just screaming at each other out in the driveway. And it got to the point where, like, I was about ready to
Swing.
fucking fight him. Like, and
The Italian side came out.
not even that, dude. I was just so mad because, like, you leave your family and then, like,
You start to
you're
boss them
being
around.
an asshole. So Kaylee comes outside because she hears us fucking, like, I mean, I know that you've never seen me get real mad, but, like,
I've seen 'em.
she hears us, like, screaming at each other out in the driveway. And she comes out, and you know how tall Kaylee is. She's a short girl.
Yeah.
She gets in between me, 6'2". Her dad probably like 5'9".
I think the girl is, what, 4'9", 5
no,
feet?
she's like 5 foot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's about there.
So she gets in between me and her dad, which I'm 6'2", 270. He's like 5'9", 5'10". You know, so like she's just in between us, like pushing us apart. I'm like, fuck you. Why don't you just fucking leave, you piece of shit? Like, dude, I'm not even joking when I say I was literally about to fight her dad in the middle of the driveway. Like,
That's
I
hilarious.
was, well, like, when you leave your family, like, without saying anything, and then you come over and try to tell them what to do, like, fuck you, dude. Like, don't
Yeah.
talk to your kids like that. And I think it was just because we were dating. Like, the way that he was talking to her, I'm like, how are you going to talk to your daughter like that? Like,
Yeah, I've
fuck
almost
off.
done that with Nicole's dad.
Yeah, like it's not right, and I wasn't about to stand for it. I don't give a shit. Like maybe he would have beat my ass. I don't know. I doubt it, but
Probably.
But you know, I mean,
Not probably that he would beat your ass. Like, I doubt it as well. So.
Yeah, but at the same point, like, I don't give a shit if you want to swing at me. Swing at me. Like, let's see what happens, bro.
Yeah, that's right. Swing at me, bro. And I think with that, I want to say thank you for joining the Designated Drinkers podcast. My name is Carlo.
Tom,
And Darian.
We are the Designated Drinkers 2.0.
keep on drinking.
They told me they can't wait. I wanna meet my mouth. They'll get me through the evening now, baby, there's no doubt. You know they love to party. They wanna twist and shout. I've got 6 friends in the fridge to help me out.
This has been a Fat Lowell's Radio production. To hear more shows like this, go to soundcloud.com/Fat Lowell's Radio.